and welcome to this week's coffee vlog. It's now Friday the 9th of April 2021. It's just 5:30 and yep, heading off following the new route back home, which is not going to Windsor, surprisingly. It's taken me, I don't know, a few years to decide that I'm actually going to go first to the impost locker up near my house, because mainly he always picks up from there late. It seems to be between 6:30 and 7:30.
Check speed.
So if I take it on the way home and get rid of as much as I can, then it goes a day earlier, because Windsor's, when I go now, 5-ish, I know he won't next go till tomorrow. Pretty much every weekday is about 1 o'clock. Saturday it's a bit later than that, I think, but it doesn't matter. So whatever night time, if I go to Windsor's, it's not going to move till 1 o'clock the next day. So my theory is go and try and get rid of as much as I can at the one near me. Unfortunately, people have had all day to fill it, so sometimes I don't get very much in there. But if I get as much in as I can, at least I know it's going to move a day earlier. And then I can decide what to do with the rest. If I've got enough that'll fit in Windsor's, I'll just do Windsor's on the way into work then. That seems to work the best. If I've got a bit more, I can always go back to the same locker near home on the way to work and put some in there before I fill up Windsor's. But generally I've just been doing Windsor's on the way into work with the leftovers, as it were. And that's been working pretty well. I mean, most nights this week I've got filled up the way, so I've got about 20 odd parcels in and just had a few left to drop off at Windsor's on the way into work. And at least the ones I've dropped on a night are being picked up and going into the system on the night, so they're arriving a day earlier, which is good for people, because it can take Hermes up to 4 days sometimes to deliver stuff. So any opportunity to get it there a bit quicker is obviously a bonus. So we're going to be heading car right up my chuff. Oh, and then he's deciding to turn right as well, just to be a naughty boy. So yeah, that's been going well. So let's head straight from work now to the in-post lockers and see what we can get rid of. So what's been happening? Last weekend was, of course, Easter weekend. So I've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday and Monday off work, and I did actually stay away from work the whole weekend. Whoopie-doo. The longest break I think I've had. I didn't have that long a break at Christmas away from work, 4 days solid. So yeah, the longest break in a very long time.
Check speed.
But probably well deserved as well. Wasn't much of a break, to be honest, because I spent the Friday mostly up ladders, either climbing into the attic through ladders or climbing on the up ladders outside the house, fitting CCTV cameras, basically the same system I got for work, wired one, because it does the job, and I find wired more reliable. Well, I feel like wired's going to be more reliable than using the wireless or Wi-Fi IP cameras, because of course they do rely on your internet working to grab all the picture and things. So whereas with the wired system, even if your internet goes off, the box is still there recording. You might not be able to access it, or access it via the app anyway, but you can still watch it on a screen. or of course it's still recording, which it does up to, I think it does about 10 days worth of video from all the cameras before it starts overwriting. When it fills up with space on the drive, it overwrites that again. So so got all that set up. Much of a pain as it was drilling holes through double thickness brick wall in the attic, not the nicest of tasks in the world, and then trying to persuade great big thick cables to fit through the holes, bearing in mind because there's obviously a gap between the inner and outer wall, avoid trying to get the cable to fit through because it just kept falling down.
Speed limit 30 miles per hour.
So I'm delicately trying to feed the damn thing through this hole, and then it gets stuck, and then it fall down, and I'm trying to poke it through. Oh. So that was an entire Friday fuffing about with them things, to be honest. But there you go, it's all set up now, and I can view from the bedroom all areas of outside the house, keep an eye on the car, you know, make sure it's not walking off on its own or anything. And,
warning, risk zone.
so a nice bit of security enhancement there. And then Saturday, mostly spent recovering from all the exertion I'd done on Friday. I was suffering, aching a lot Saturday, to be honest. So I did have quite a lazy day Saturday. Sunday went to York. Had a nice trip out up to York. Haven't been able to because of coronavirus and everything else for a long time. Now we can, getting some restrictions finally dropped down, and people have got vaccinations and things, so they're feeling a bit more safe. Can get out and about and start seeing a few people more. So did that on Sunday. Monday,
warning,
went to my
K-band,
dad's to
radar,
cook
check speed.
a lunch, and then Tuesday back to work. And of course, with 4 days worth of orders built up, it was very busy Tuesday. Did have to do some roasting, but not too bad, because I'd done so much roasting the week before, so many days back to back on the 30 kilo, that I'd built up a good stock of roasted coffee to work off. So it wasn't a massive amount of roasting to do, but the 5 kilo got well used Tuesday, Wednesday, yesterday, and today, in fact. So I've had to roast every day this week, but only on the 5 kilo, and only a few batches, not like hundreds. So that's it's not been so bad. And oh dear me. On the whole, it's just been steady away. Tuesday, Wednesday, busy, lots of stock going out. I think everyone starting to realise that Monday they're going to be able to open again. Well, it's still very restricted. You can only have outside seating. If you've not got any outside seating, and you've not been doing takeout, because you know we've got no traffic for takeout or whatever else, then it's not going to make a lot of difference to people until May, when people can sit in again. So I don't know how there seems to have been more people ordering and people coming back that we haven't seen for a while, so that is good. But just gonna wait and see when May, really, that should be when it really picks up again. But we're still pretty busy with domestic orders, so that's still holding us up aground, as it were. Just still working on getting someone new in. I haven't really got round to that bit yet. Could also do with working on improving packaging of coffee, but that's a long process. Could do with working on websites, but it's a long process. So yeah, there is loads to do, and still at the moment most of the daily task is just dealing with what's coming in and not actually progressing anywhere, doing new improvements and things. So maybe in the coming months we'll progress a bit more, but yeah, other than that, exciting things at work, not a lot really, to be honest. It's been pretty steady away, as you can tell. I'm pretty wiped out by the time I'm done with work. Partly I think because I'm still getting up early, even though schools have been off. I just carried on getting up early and going to work early because I can get an extra hour and a half in, get there for about 7:30. Wow, this is a big queue. Why would you do this to me? If I'd known I'd gone Queensbury way. Stupid roadworks sneaking up all the time. So okay, at this rate we're going to be able to do Mr. Nelson's words of wisdom. I think we might do that next. Now I've forgotten what I was doing there completely. No, generally forgotten. Oh, nothing exciting. Sleeping early because getting up early, that's about it. Been watching a lot of Grand Tour, to be honest, this week. Did watch a couple of films, but for the life in me now I can't remember what they were called. Which is not much help to anyone, is it? Always struggled with that one. But they weren't that exciting anyway, so they are. There's one with Denzel Washington, that was alright, but I really cannot remember its name. Something about The Little Things, that was what it was called, The Little Things. It was a police thing, and the little things, it was the little things that get you caught when you're a criminal, you know, the little details that you maybe overlook, but they're the things that get picked up on and catch the criminals. So yeah, The Little Things with Denzel Washington, that was pretty good. And I think I watched a couple of other things, but they weren't that interesting, let's say interesting. So we'll, as we're just sitting in traffic doing nothing useful at all, we'll take the opportunity to have a quick scan at Mr. Nellis's words of wisdom. So, Mr. Nellis things, my things to talk about in your vlog. Me as I've been to Hollingworth Lake on Monday. But it was cold actually, because it was snowy Monday. Saturday and Sunday wasn't too bad. In fact, Sunday in York was quite pleasant. A bit windy, but it was over. It was probably about 12, 13, 14 degrees. So it wasn't hot, but it wasn't freezing. It was just okay, just a bit windy, but it was all right. So we had a pretty good day out, I'd say. on Monday. But yeah, Hollingworth Lake. No, Sunday. That was Sunday. Yeah, Monday it was snowy and it was very, very cold. Very cold. Me, as I have moved my Magpie's bubble from Steve Pearce's to Andrew Hoyton's bubble since Tuesday. Very good. Which barbers do you go to? As I go to clients in Overton, which I will have my hair cut on Monday, which when hairdressers reopen as one of the restrictions on Monday. Now, have you seen the moustache sign outside Chap's Barber Shop? No, I haven't. Don't really pay to get my hair cut anymore. I just give it a zing at home with the hair trimmer thingies, and that does me.
Warning, K-band, radar, check speed.
Yeah, it's up here somewhere, wherever these roadworks are. Typical. Oh, should get through them soon. Lots of crawling forward. So, did you used to watch Bullseye? As we can't beat a bit of Bully, and 2, there was a revival in 2006. I did watch Bullseye, yeah. I remember Ed the Duck as a child, vaguely. Have you seen Goodfellas, the film, as not to be mixed up with The Pizza? Yes. Have you seen LA Confidential? Yes. Although it's not really a favourite, LA Confidential. Can you remember It Ain't Half Hot Mum? Shut up. Yes, It Ain't Half Hot Mum was a really good army series. I preferred MASH. That was a really good one as well. Literally, they've shut the road for... It doesn't even look like anything. And it's just not a thing. Not even vaguely a thing. We've got an ambulance coming, so everyone's ploughing straight towards the ambulance. I'm pretty sure they didn't need lights for this little indent that they've made. I'm not sure what that car's planning on doing there. Turning around, right. Very interesting. Yeah, you see, it's a little tiny hole there, little tiny hole. Oh, now she's stopping there. Yeah. They've just been digging up this road forever. I wonder what they're looking for. Buried treasure. It can't be pipes, because they'd have found them by now. If they're looking up pipes. Electric or gas or whatever. You just like digging holes in the road. What should we do this week? Well, dig another hole. It makes us look busy, doesn't it? No doubt a contract for X number of thousands. Or hundreds of thousands of pounds to maintain whatever thing. So it's quite pleasant now. It's been pretty cold all week. Like I say, Monday brought a little bit of snow lying on the edges of the road and the grass and the fields and things, and it was cold. I think it was -3 Tuesday morning. That's off to work. -3 and we're in April. That's pretty strange. But on the whole, we can't be far off getting towards summer now. Nice sunny hot days. Not that I'll see them because I'll be in work, but at least on an evening I can sit out in the sun and get the sunset if nothing else. And the ice cream van. It comes around whatever the weather is, to be honest. It's been around since like January. Driving through the snow drifts. at least on my run out to York, which was at least a substantial bit of motorway driving, I managed to get an impressive 62 miles per gallon from the reasonably priced SUV diesel engine. Oh, how very odd, but very kind of you. After I'd already stopped, you could have just ploughed on. Yeah, 62 miles per gallon, that's not bad going really. I think my best, I got near to 65 once, doing a long trip up to Cumbria. But to do that, I was averaging at 50 miles per hour while slipstreaming a lorry. Which is kind of cheating a bit, because, you know, you're getting all that clean air. The lorry's punching a hole through all the air, so you've got no drag or anything, just right sat behind it. 50 miles an hour is about the optimum tick over for the engine, so you're going to get your best mile per hour per gallon you're going to get ever doing that. But yes, steady trip to York, averaging 65 to 70, so within the speed limit, and
30 miles per hour.
Keeping it steady with cruise control on. That wasn't bad. Obviously, I mean, that was my peak. It dipped a bit on the way back because I'd done some running around while in York, and then now we're at 47.4, and it will keep dropping down to the 42, which 42 does seem to be my run around consumption. All this stop-starty stuff chews up a lot of gas. Cheers. So we shall get here, dump my parcels and run. So I'll leave it at this point. Have a good weekend and week next week, and I'll catch you in next week's coffee vlog. Okay, see ya.